going on? How y'all doing?
All right.
Hey, Jimmy, what'd you think about that conference we had the other night that Michelle put on? That was a good one, wasn't it?
It's pretty good, except what'd you say about that spaghetti she fixed?
Well, I'm not gonna make fingers.
I agree, we learned a lot at that conference, but there's so much I don't even know what to ask. These specialists are great, and I'm glad they share their knowledge and experience.
Yeah, I found a lot of information on the Google, but that was better. I like talking and laughing over stories with other farmers. It makes me realize that we're not alone in this.
Yes, it does. I went to one of those sessions on working shoots, and one of the guys said a cow got him down last year, and it brought back some bad memories. How about you, Jeff?
Oh yeah, I'll never forget that time you talked me into getting that 2,000-pound bull that lady raised on a bottle. You remember how tame he was, right? He walked right on the trailer with no problem. Well, when I got home, I unloaded, went to shoo him up to the up onto the hill to the cows. I said, "Go and get up there." And then he turned on me. I tried to run from him, but I'm not as quick as I used to be. He pinned me to the ground and kept beating on me until I was able to get away from him. I had to crawl into a culvert pipe for about an hour just to get away from him.
Yeah, those cattle raised on a bottle, they sure can get you. Doesn't sound like he was too scared of you, Jeff.
Yeah, I had a bull one morning that went out there to get. I was going to vaccinate him and move him to another farm. He got me down, and he was working on me pretty good there. And I got the glove off, got my hand in his nose, and he started pulling backwards. And he flung me, and I went underneath the electric fence and went and got me a club and put him where I wanted. So I was driving down the road, and everything on my body froze except my fingers, eyes, and toes. And boy, I thought it was over. And I had to get Aaron to come and help me get the bull off the trailer. I was messed up for 2 or 3 weeks. But I don't know if that bull Jeff's talking about weighed 2,000 pounds.
Oh, that was the bottle cap, wasn't it? Listening to all these stories reminds me of all the tractor accidents that have happened all around here recently. Most of them are pretty serious too, except that at our house, Brooke and Coda were on a 4-wheeler, and Dad called me and wanted to know what the ambulance was doing in the front field. I said, well, I don't know anything about an ambulance. And they flipped the 4-wheeler, and the pipe went into her leg, and she always wanted an ambulance ride, so she got it that night. But then she was even crazy enough to get back on another 4-wheeler with him another time, and they flipped it on flat ground. You know about rolling things over a little bit, don't you, Gary?
I don't really idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, getting in a hurry can have some serious consequences. We all know it, but we all still have to rush to get things done. Did you ever hear about the accident in Williamstown?
No, what happened?
Well, the guy was running behind schedule, as everybody does, and you know how we just get fixated on what has to be done. His front wheel dropped into the hole, and the lawnmower turned over on him and pinned him to the ground.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it was an awful accident. It was a 0-turn mower, so seatbelts are important. I told Kelly that she needs to fasten her seatbelt. She's really bad about not doing that.
Yeah, our tractor has a roll bar, but I have to admit I'm not guilty of fastening the seatbelt. Just forget about it, jump on, and you gotta go. You gotta get the job done.
Yeah, that's a big problem in farming, the gotta's. I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta hurry up and get it done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me. Trying to do better, but the older I get, these hillsides get steeper and steeper.
Yeah, hillsides or not, we all need to be more careful. A buddy of mine was lucky to survive his accident. He was bush hogging on some of his back pastures, and he noticed a piece of fence wire on the ground, and he jumped off his tractor to pick it up, and he didn't take it out of gear, and he left the PTO running on the bush hog. And then when he went to get back, he noticed the tractor started rolling, so when he went to jump back up on the tractor, his foot slipped, and he missed a step, and then the tractor tire, the back tire caught his leg and slammed him down to the ground, and then the bush hog ran over his leg and ripped his leg off from right above his kneecap. But and then go figure, he didn't have cell phone service in the holler he was in. The poor guy had to drag himself up to the top of the hill through the grass and weeds and green cow manure, and he was almost unconscious when he was trying to dial his wife's number. Thankfully, he was able to get a hold of her and tell her to get a hold of the hospital in time.
It's hard for me to concentrate on just one thing at a time when I have a mental list of so many things I have to get done. I'm sure it was the same situation for him. Farming is just a way of life for me. My parents and grandparents always farmed, and I want to carry on the tradition.
It is for me too, that's for sure. I'm glad I had my job in construction so I can just pay the farm.
Yeah, and growing things makes you feel needed. These crops and livestock, you gotta be there. You feel like you need to be there all the time.
On my place, it's just me, and I've learned to improvise a lot to get things done. Right now, I'm glad if I can keep up. I just have to plan ahead and pace myself.
Yeah, planning ahead is the key for everyone. If I'm tired, I tend to forget things, so I have to build in rest breaks so I don't get frustrated. And I've learned to get help for the big jobs. Last week, a bunch of us went out to cut black locusts to use as fence posts. That's something I usually wouldn't do by myself.
You didn't pull the stumps out with the tractor, did you? That'd get you killed.
Nah, I wouldn't want to hurt my tractor.
Yeah, farmers and tractors, never mind we get hurt, just don't hurt the tractor.
Yeah, that tractor costs a lot of money. I don't want to get it hurt either. I've had enough of that in my life. I have to take care of what I got. Could have been a lot worse when I got burned with the Furadan and I had to go to the emergency room just to get treated. I've read that farmers who have had serious injury are more likely to have a second injury, so I'm extra careful now.
And it also makes it important to use assistive devices that can make the job easier on the body. We ain't getting any younger.
Exactly. Everybody can benefit from using the tools and equipment that fit us. Just like that squeeze chute I got. It's a lot safer and easier on my back and the rest of my body than wrestling them calves like I used to do.
Yeah, I look for those kinds of solutions all the time. Do you remember the farm safety program Dale Dobson from the Kentucky Department of Agriculture taught?
Yeah, he came out to the farm once for the 4-H Livestock Club and gave a great safety talk. That's one thing I like about farming. I have the opportunity to make adjustments and try new things. It's simple, but it isn't. Does that make sense?
Sure, of course it does. There's nothing simple about being a farmer, but compared to many other jobs, farming is a way of life. It's definitely not 9 to 5. We got all the unknowns and uncontrollables. And we just have to have a philosophy of being connected, like being rooted. Like the plants and animals we grow. We're rooted into something deeper than just a job.
I believe those of us who farm might look at life differently than most people. This might sound strange, but I feel like more of a caretaker of the land. And if I take care of it, it'll take care of me.
Sounds right to me.
It's been so good for my physical health, too. Let's see, knowing how and where my food is grown helps me have a better diet. I'm on the seafood diet. It's working.
I can tell. The hardest thing for me to do is to let go of things that don't work. And I learned I can't control Mother Nature. Like in the summer, that's such a busy time for me. A few years ago, I was putting in alfalfa square bales, and I was so focused on getting that done before the rain moved in that I forgot to drink enough water. Well, I ended up badly dehydrated and had kidney failure for a while. I should have concentrated on watering myself instead of worrying about the hay. At least I could have controlled that.
Yeah, summer's so busy. We're really blessed to have the kids to help.
What kids? I thought you just had Coda and Brady, and they're both grown and in college.
Well, Brooke's still hanging around. And it's a big help when they are there. But we have some co-op students that help us year-round.
I haven't heard about them. What a great idea.
Oh, they love it. And they're extra hands and heavy lifters. And we love teaching them. One of them, Taylor, she just happened to be out there one night. And Rosemary had the judging team out there, and they had an extra spot. Now she's on the livestock judging team. The others just love being on the farm.
It's almost like you have another crop, but this time it's human. Sounds like they're great kids.
I have to get some of those. What a lifesaver they would be for me.
Yeah, and good for safety too. I also just worry about being alone and doing farm work.
Yeah, me too. I know too many things can happen in the field and I'd just lay there until someone came along to find me. I have a cell phone that works on the farm most of the time, but Jeff and I have a call-in system. If I call him, he normally calls me back within 30 days or less.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, having someone else would be good at times too. I bet you could go to Ryle or Cooper or Connor and tell them what you need in terms of help. So many of these kids just don't know that the opportunities are out there. But they love to be outside, they just don't know how to get hold of people.
Yeah, it's a pretty good feeling also to know that you can influence the next generation.
Sort of like what we've been saying about farming locally. We're all connected.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, isn't it? That's what I love about this life. It's so different than the construction business.
Yeah, life takes you places you never knew even existed. I always tell folks it's not what you don't have, it's what you do with what you have.
What's that?
I said it's not what you don't have, it's what you do with what you have.
That's the best of advice you've gave me, Jeff.